My name is Flyin Brian J. This video is brought to you by MMAmania.com, and my personal goal for thumbs up on this video is just 15. With your help, I know we can get there. So we're talking about the main event of UFC 214. It's a highly anticipated rematch between Johnny Bones Jones. Some people think he's still the champion, and another champion in Daniel D.C. Cormier. We're going to get into a little bit of technical breakdown, but before we do, I want to mention a few things that perhaps you haven't thought about yet. And that is, the rules are different now than they were the first time these guys squared off in the octagon. One thing is that there's a new fingers pointing forward rule that you can't do that. They have to be upward or a closed fist. And Jon Jones, of course, he's got a 12-inch reach advantage on Daniel Cormier, and he loves to stick his fingers just straight out there to keep his opponents at bay. He won't be able to do that this time. He won't be able to get away with it because the California State Athletic Commission, they have adopted the new rules. Number two is that, again, because of the California State Athletic Commission being different, perhaps Daniel Cormier could have a little bit of issues or a little issue making weight here, because in New York, they gave him a second chance to make weight. Even though he missed it the first time, they said that because it's a title fight, they gave him a second chance. I don't think California's going to do that for him. And now we know that he has this towel trick that everybody has been ridiculing him for. He got away with it though, so props to you, DC. I don't think you're going to get away with it again here. So perhaps him struggling to make weight could be a big factor. Another thing that I don't think a lot of people are taking into consideration is that Jon Jones is coming off of this huge layoff. He came off of a large layoff against Ovince St. Preux, and he started super slow. I know a lot of people have been taking into consideration the layoff, but in their fight back in 2015, Jon Jones started the fight against Daniel Cormier super fast. He come out guns a-blazing. And then against Ovince, he came out rather slow, rather methodical, and rather calculated. He did end up throwing some risky techniques later on in the fight, but very early, he was not the guns a-blazing, come out there to whoop your ass type of guy that he was the last time he fought Daniel Cormier. Maybe he'll start slow in this fight as well. I don't know though, because of the hatred that is there between him and Daniel Cormier. Now, for the technical breakdown, we could talk about Jon Jones and the techniques that he used all day. This guy is the poster boy. I know that's Jimmy Manuel, but this guy is the example of fluidity, dynamism, use of his range, even though, you know, he might not be able to use his fingers pointing forward this time. The guy does use his range extremely well, with stepping side kicks to the thigh, with teeps, front kicks to the body with his super long legs, as well as his jabs and his long striking techniques, and where he will put his hands up there to grab your hands and then pull his opponent in to hit him with an elbow. He's got spinning techniques. He's got great wrestling. He's very durable. Daniel Cormier, of course, he's a good wrestler. And one more thing I forgot to mention that could be different here, and I think people aren't taking into consideration. Jon Jones took Daniel Cormier down early in their last fight, and then after that, I feel like Daniel was really focused on getting that takedown back from Jon Jones. Because if you remember back to their beef that started a super long time ago, when they met the first time, Jon came up to Daniel and said that he bet he could take him down. And that somehow made Daniel hate him for the rest of his life. I think that Jon taking him down really hurt the ego of Daniel Cormier, and after that point, Daniel was really focused on just getting that takedown back from Jon and not focusing on winning the fight like he should. In terms of his technical ability, he is a great wrestler, a really good wrestler, and he's super durable, as he showed in 2 fights where he got punched by Anthony Rumble Johnson and somehow survived and even won those fights. He's got good jiu-jitsu, good submission ability. He embraces the grind, as Mike Goldberg would say, because he's a Olympic level wrestler. He's really good in the clinch with a single tie uppercuts. That was his best weapon against Jon Jones in the first fight. What I think this fight comes down to is how fast each one of these guys starts, and then the diversity with which they're going to be throwing, and the cardio and the output that they're going to have in the later rounds. I do think that Jon Jones is going to start slower than he did in their last fight, similar to what he did against Ovince St. Preux. And I think that fact right there is going to make it a closer fight. In the end, I think Jon Jones wins 48-47. So yes, it will be closer than their last fight, because the last one was 49-46. I think Daniel Cormier could take the first 2 rounds, but then once Jon Jones shakes off some of that ring rust that Dominic Cruz does not believe in, but I think is there, and I think will be present here with Johnny Boney Joni. I think that then DC will start to wilt after the end of round number 2 at about the 10-minute mark, and Jon Jones is going to take over after knocking that ring rust off, and I think that he will win on points once again. I think that people saying that Jon Jones is coming in here with a whole nother level of fire under him are a little bit wishful thinking. I don't know, maybe he will just dust Daniel Cormier, but both of these dudes are super durable, and I think we see another fight that goes to the judges. So once again, I've got Jon Jones winning 3-2. Tell me who you're picking in the comment section down below. Please give the video a thumbs up. Once again, my goal is just 15. With your help, we can get there. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on my next video. Namaste.